Working on Anamika is so much fun. It's a wonderful story that is exactly in the zone that I've always wanted to shoot in. So it's really such a great experience, and I feel very honored to be able to work with somebody who is so experienced and knows how to just write a great story. So it's really exciting. So nice. I keep telling him he's spoiling me because he has such an amazing crew, production. Everything is so well organized, and it's really just so much fun to be able to work on something where everybody on set knows their craft, knows what they're supposed to do, great technicians, and everyone's just working together to make something amazing. And for myself, I just try to be the best listener I can and absorb as much information from Vikram sir, who's so experienced. So it's really such an amazing learning experience as well. For Anamika, there are some very serious action that's happening. The scenes that I've seen that have been shot, as far as the action goes, it is above and beyond anything that I've ever done, and the editing and how it's shot and the feel and tone that Vikram sir wants it's really great to be able to work with someone so forward thinking on how action should be shot, or how it should be done, I guess, from his perspective. So I am enjoying what is being thrown at me to do. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, sometimes it needs practice. But I have always loved action, and I'm so happy to be doing some really, really amazing work. I think it doesn't matter what genre it is. If I get the chance to work in some project that has an amazing story behind it and great people working on a film, then, or a digital show, then it's the best experience. But of course, I love drama. I love action. That's something that I've always loved. Yes, this is my full out-and-out action web series. I've done lots of action before, but not to this intensity and not to this length of this much action. So in that way, yes, this is the first time, and of course, it's exciting. I think it's exciting to always do something new, to do something that is outside my comfort zone. And I was a tomboy growing up, so I did all the action in my house with my brother beating him up, but he survived, don't worry. But never for a film. And some of my favorite genres is action and drama. Bold roles or doing scenes that are intimate or sensual, I think this is part of the profession. We all watch so many films and shows where intimacy is definitely a part of most, unless you're watching, a Disney show. But that is definitely a part of most shows. And I think it's about being professional and doing your job and getting the work done and making sure that you feel comfortable. Of course, everybody on set makes you feel comfortable, and whoever's not needed on set obviously leaves. I think it's more just about seeing how many people come out to certain functions and being around them. So that is always, crazy, because I don't see myself the way that people see me. So I'm always very curious. Why are these people, this many people are here to see me? What for? That's usually what goes through my head. But I think the sweetest things, actually it was just recently on Anamika. It was my stunt double, and he was so happy. I took a picture with him because I wanted to post it because he's kick-ass. And he then wrote me the sweetest note after, and that stuff is always really touching, that hopefully you meet people who want to get into this industry and they're big fans, and then they have a good experience versus the opposite, where sometimes people are not so nice. So I think that with a fan, they just want your 30 seconds or a minute, and it's so important to them. And I know that most entertainers, we try and give that. Sometimes we can't, but most of the time we try to. My Hindi, I've been working on it for so long, and I try and speak it with everyone. And I think with time, obviously, it has to get better. I mean, it can't be that it gets worse. And yes, I've had some training, and most of it is just, I don't stop speaking Hindi with people that speak Hindi with me. So that part is, I think, covered. Having 3 children and working, the work schedule's not easy at all. As they are getting older, it becomes even more difficult to leave, because I think they're fine, but I think I have more separation anxiety, and I miss them more maybe than they miss me, because they're so busy playing and having fun. And usually if I am not home, then Daniel makes a point to try and be as home as much as possible. Luckily for us, our office is across the street, so he's able to come back and forth. And letting go is very, very difficult, because of the pandemic. We have become so attached to our children, and our children have become so attached to us. So it's been difficult, but we kind of have the schedule pretty good right now, where I either spend time with them in the mornings or in the evenings, but they definitely get their mommy time, and I get my children time. Don't think that I can just give you one. It was definitely his how he dresses, how he is, for this bad boy look, the tattoos, but also how intelligent he is. That's something that is extremely attractive. What inspired me to be an actress was Big Boss, because I never really thought about it as, I've always wanted to, but I didn't think it was achievable until I came to India. I try and look up to people who work really, really hard and think, well, they are working twice as much as I am, so I should definitely buck up and, get my act together here. And when I'm sad, I try and turn to the people around me. My children are usually the people that make me laugh and smile, no matter how bad of a day it is. I have a little bit of a type A personality, where change is something that I don't always adjust to easily. But I do work on this issue, and I've gotten pretty good, but it's sometimes very difficult. If I wasn't a celebrity, I would have wanted to be a pediatric nurse. Movie that I loved watching as a child was Dil, or Kalnaik. In Bollywood, one of my favorite actors would be Amir. An actress, I would choose Vidya Balan. that celebrity is throwing tantrums. Well, I'd say sometimes, yeah, sure, that might happen. People have different personalities that don't click. But sometimes the other side of the story doesn't get told, and we don't always get to share exactly what happens. So if there's a tantrum and that actor or actress is not behaving the way that I guess a producer or a director or somebody on set would think we should act, well, maybe there's another side of the story. And because we are people who are in the public eye, we can't just badmouth people we work with. It doesn't work like that. We all have to work hand in hand. I always have this thing where if there's something that's happening with myself, it's usually because something on the other side has happened, which causes me not to want to do something or to put my foot down. I definitely will not be pushed around or have somebody tell me to do something that I'm not comfortable with. And usually those things are ironed out before. Now, if there are sudden changes and there's unreasonable requests, then of course you have to say no, you have to put your foot down. You don't want to be taken advantage of. That's as being an actor, as being a woman, as being someone who's going to stand their ground. So I always think that comment is sometimes taken out of context for people out there, fans, to read about. It's just not fair. I wasn't bullied to the degree that I think some people are. There was, some bullying. I was a light-skinned Indian girl with black, dark hair on her arms and legs and face, and very awkward looking, not very dressed well. So yeah, there was some bullying. It's not fun. Some of that bullying has carried through my entire life, which is not a great feeling, but I think for those people out there, bullying is it's like a circle. It goes around. So usually when we see people who are bullied, they end up usually bullying somebody else. So if you are being bullied, maybe we can make a conscious effort to not bully and treat others, maybe how we are being treated. Also, taking a stand for yourself. Usually bullies are cowards, and the second that you take a stand, make your statement or tell someone to stop, that's usually, sometimes it might work. I wouldn't say that it would always work because I don't want to build false hope, but I think if you're consistent and you ask for help from people around you, then that cycle of abuse will stop. My me time, I prefer doing a whole lot of nothing, or art, or going to the spa, getting my nails done, doing those normal things that people do that I don't always get time for, which is not fun. But I think I do what everybody does, or watch TV, watch my favorite show. Upcoming projects is Anamika. I'm also going to be shooting Splitsvilla this year, which is really fun. There are a couple other film projects that are on the table, which I'm very excited about, and I can only talk about when the producer decides it's time to release that info. So, thank you.